Hey, welcome back to Bobb-z Callahan's Word of Advice. And in this video today, I wanted to tackle the subject of presenting your views. And I thought I would talk about this topic because I feel that it's a very important one when it comes to pretty much all of us. And the reason it applies to all of us is because everybody has their beliefs on what is right and wrong and how you should lead your life. And it is definitely true that not everybody has the same beliefs and not everyone agrees on one way in which you should lead your life. Like when it comes to what you should do in your everyday life, or when it comes to your religious beliefs, if any. And if there's really any advice that I could give to somebody out there who is wishing to present their views to somebody else, especially if your views don't exactly agree with somebody else's, my advice is that, number one, when you are presenting your views to somebody, don't be too forcing on your views with somebody else. So like, don't cram it into somebody else. Because if you try that, then odds are the person you're talking to may not believe what you believe. Now, I believe that if you are noticing somebody who's doing something very wrong, like very wrong, then you can definitely raise your voice a little bit so you can encourage somebody to stop doing a very wrong thing. But when it comes to topics or situations which are not as serious, then don't be too hard when it comes to explaining your views to somebody else. I believe it's always better to just kind of be in the middle. Be fair, and when you're presenting your views to someone, just kind of find a middle ground where you're not too much of a pushover with your views or too hard on your views. And number two, in the end, when you present your views to somebody, if the person you're talking to doesn't accept your views, you can still be friends with them. You can still build a relationship with them. I know in my life, I am a Christian, and I have talked about my Christian beliefs with several friends and acquaintances. And a number of friends and acquaintances have not always agreed with my Christian views. But at the same time, I have established plenty of great relationships and friendships with people who are not even Christian at all. In fact, I can think of two people right now who really don't go to church that much, and they're not really into Christianity like I am. But at the same time, since I have attempted to build a relationship with both of them, I have discovered that building a relationship with those two has been wonderful. You know, the three of us, we get along, and we've had plenty of great times together, even though I'm very into my Christian faith and they're not really into the Christian faith as much. And that's just one of many relationships that I can think of in my life where I have my own views and somebody else has their views. And even though they're different, since a relationship has been built by me and the other party, great stuff has happened because of that. And I believe that even if your views don't match up with somebody else's, that you can still create a great relationship. with that person who doesn't agree with every view that you have. So in the end, just keep in mind when you are presenting your views to someone, number one, don't be too hard or light when you're presenting your views. And number two, if somebody doesn't agree with what you're talking about, you can still be friends with them. You can still create a great relationship with somebody else who doesn't believe everything you believe in. It's happened with me before, and I'm sure it can happen with you. And with that, this is pretty much all I really have to talk about in this video and on this topic. I certainly hope what I have talked about in this video will come in handy. Remember, when you're presenting your views, anything can happen. But just be ready for somebody who may not agree with you. And I would say always try to create a relationship with people, especially those who don't agree with everything you agree on. I wish you the best of luck when you're creating relationships with people, especially with those who don't have every view you have. And just be careful on how you present your views to somebody. And with that, come back for another word of advice video.